guys, Sonny Bill Williams here from the Toronto Wolfpack. Main differences, definitely the hours. It's another, I'd say, 6 hours on top. So it's a little bit longer, and that's probably the biggest struggle. And then with today's unprecedented times, not being able to go to the masjid is a big one. You know, see family. Obviously, I'm here in UK, and all my family's back home in New Zealand or Australia, so that's a big one. But at the same time, in saying that, alhamdulillah, being able to have lockdown with my family has been awesome. You know, uninterrupted. Has been really good. Well, obviously, when I was playing, I had to train a lot during the during the day back in New Zealand. So I couldn't really structure my day around iftar. So at the moment, what I'm doing is maybe an hour or 2 hours before, depending on how hard the session is, before iftar or train. So alhamdulillah, I'll get up for suhoor, have a light feed, light meal, pray fajr, read some Quran, and then my wife will let me sleep for a couple of hours, so I'll get up mid-morning, and then or late morning. Then I'll take the kids, usually go with the kids, go for a family walk, or take the kids for a walk, and then I just relax, you know, at home for a bit, try and read a bit of Quran if I can during the day, try and have a little, you know, afternoon nap, and then I'll get up and usually train, and then break fast. So it's been awesome in that sense, being able to spend time with the family, or I should say structure my day so I can get closer to Allah, and be at home with the family full time. So back in New Zealand, that wasn't the case. I would have to go to training. I was playing, and it was a little bit difficult. But the last Ramadan, I get asked by athletes a lot. You know, what should I eat? What time should I eat? I mean, you know, what type of food? When or if I should eat carbs, that type of stuff. So when I first started, you know, getting into the Ramadan, and as from an athlete's point of view, I was really scientific in it, and I felt like Ramadan was a struggle to play, you know. But last year, subhanAllah, I just left it all up to Allah, and I just said, I'm going to eat when I can eat, and the main thing on my mind this Ramadan is going to be striving to get closer to my Creator. And subhanAllah, I got out of the 4 games, I got 2 of them. I think I got players or player award. You know, so recognized as my peers as having a great game. So I think for me that was a real eye opener. That you know, you take that step towards Allah and you take the step back towards you. So funny story. Last year I actually fell asleep on the team bus going to the game. I broke fast just before we hopped on the bus to go to the game, and I had a bit too much. Driving to the game, obviously, you know, when you know it's like you have a bit too much during iftar, and then you just feel, you know, the energy is zapped when you eat a bit too much. And I fell asleep heading to Eden Park before one of the big games. So I learned early. There's not a particular time that really stands out, but I think maybe we had a day game. We had a day game when I was at the Roosters, and subhanAllah, the game finished the fast. Iftar, Maghrib was I think 5 minutes before the game actually finished. So it was, you know, as soon as the game finished, I could break my fast. So it wasn't ideal, but alhamdulillah.
Alright.
It would be nice if it came at halftime, yeah. Well, obviously, you know, we're getting up in the early hours of the morning and having something to eat, which I don't usually do. I love my food, alhamdulillah. I find it as one of the, you know, Allah's blessings in this life. One of the, you know, and I have a wife mashallah, I have a wife that is awesome in the kitchen, so I find it very hard to, have that, keep myself in check when there's so much, when there's food around. But in saying that, I work off the sunnah, a third water, a third food, and a third air. So when I'm at my healthiest, that's how I'm eating. I eat predominantly protein, meat, but I also eat fruit. I used to eat fresh fruit, veggies as well, and that doesn't differ when I'm in Ramadan at all. So I don't. That's probably the diet that I try and live by. I do a bit of fasting. It's a bit of fasting now and then, but just like subhanAllah, the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the perfect diet, because you see all these health experts at the moment talking about how important fasting is. So I try and implement that into my diet regime. I would probably say the island food, the raw fish. We call it oka. It's raw fish. And then we have a dish called chop suey. And we have a potato called taro, which I don't really eat that much, but when I do, that's probably the meal that I really enjoy the most is oka with chop suey. So that if I was to say I missed something, it would be that. Yeah, so my wife loves to make it special, and we're used to being, because we're in New Zealand, and when we're in New Zealand we don't really have, alhamdulillah, my mother is Muslim and my brother is Muslim, but besides that we don't really have a lot of family. Now I have a couple of close friends that have recently reverted, which is nice. So it's not like being in New Zealand. It's not a massive population. I feel like it's not like what it's like in France or in Australia when it's massive. So my wife is pretty good in trying to make it special for the kids. So when Eid comes, the kids love it. So I think this year, she's already ordered. We've got all of the kids' presents. And she's ordered some, decorations to make it a big hoopla. But I think that's what we'll do. And on the day, obviously, I'll be trying to tell them a lot about Islam and the beautiful man that was Muhammad, peace be upon him, and just the reason why we have Eid, so the reasoning behind it. But you know what kids are like.
Yeah.
Yes dad, where's my presents? So I think we'll have an enjoyable day. To our fans, God willing, now the competition will come back soon, and God willing, we can carry on our form from the last game. So thank you for your support, and we're training hard, we're working hard. Yeah, we're at home, and just like I've touched on, I'm enjoying myself with my family. I'm still training every day, besides one day a week, and I'm still working hard and looking forward to inshallah getting back out there healthy and playing some good footy. So I know all the other lads are in the same boat. So yeah, you guys miss footy, but it's our way of life for ourselves, so we miss it just as much.